We're live! You don't gotta look at that horrible thumbnail. That's because, I crop it how I want it for my channel banner. But it shows the whole thing, and it just looks ridiculous. Alright, well, hello Kaiju fans all kinds. I'm streaming again, because I haven't streamed since last year, I think. And, as it says in the title, we're going to be talking about Pacific Rim Uprising. And with me here is Godzillagamer77.
Hey.
Hello, Angry64. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about the sequel to Pacific Rim because it came out last year, and it was just random idea because there's been a ton of people talking about this movie, but I've never really seen too many people talk about it anymore, so I was like, yeah, this could be a good idea for a stream. So,
do you want to just start off the stream with a bang real quick? Because
what do you mean? What do you mean?
Because you know why no one talks about this movie, Corey? You know why no one talks about this movie anymore?
Why not?
It sucks. It sucks. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. We're just gonna. Why all of a sudden you decided to talk about this? I don't know. I felt like it. I was like, you know what? I think we were talking one night about the movie, and I was like, you know what? We should do this in a stream and just like go in depth about everything.
It's been about a year. It's been over a year, to be fair. So it's kind of like a reflection. A year later.
All right. So before we start, real quick, I'm just gonna do a Instagram post because I gotta be an advertising person. Watch here. We can start with this. Oh, I almost stepped on my headset. All right, Cole. We'll start with like what we thought of the first, like a little brief, like what we thought of the first movie. So Cole, what did you think of the first movie?
Love it. I think it's a great kaiju film. It's out of all the kaiju films that have come out in the past millennia, this is definitely, like the decade. It's definitely my favorite. I love the film to death. It's shot well. It's acted well. It's got a fun premise. I love a lot of things about the film. Really enjoy it overall, and definitely one of my favorite kaiju films.
All right. My opinions on the first Pacific Rim. When it was coming out, I wasn't really too interested in it. Because I just sort of sometimes saw the trailer on TV. I was like, oh, this looks like some Godzilla knockoff. So, never actually watched it. And then a couple years later, I think it was after I saw Godzilla 2014, I was like, I gotta check out that movie Pacific Rim. Because, I don't know, it looks cool. So I bought it at Walmart, and then I watched it when I got home. And I remember being blown away. Like, I was like, damn, this movie was good. It's fun. It's entertaining. It has great characters, great action, great effects. It's very original. I mean, yeah, there's been giant monster movies before, giant robot movies before and stuff like that. But, like, I don't know. It's just a very original movie. Nothing feels like, oh, that's just that from this. And people used to say, oh, this is a Transformers. It's like a Transformers ripoff. I don't see why. I literally don't see why, because there's big robots. That's kind of about as close as you can get. So that was always really stupid. Yeah, but I think that it's such a great movie. Yeah, I mean, I remember a lot of people hated it. I do remember that. Or at least, not in like the Kaiju fan, but like general audiences, there were still a lot of people who just thought this movie sucked. But I think it's amazing. So, yeah. Now I guess we can talk about what was like the first. Well, actually, here, let me pull up the screen share because I have some pictures. So with the sequel to Pacific Rim, because first of all, this Pacific Rim 2, as it was just known as at the time, went through kind of development hell because it got canceled like twice. So at one point, we all just assumed it was dead, but then they started coming out with things, and then this right here was kind of like the first image we ever got for the movie. And one thing you can notice, the Jaegers look very, very slim. Very interesting. First of all, Cole, do you remember this picture?
Oh, I remember it nowadays. Yeah, now I'm seeing it. Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, these two pictures were what we got first, and
that was the picture I saw first. That was what I saw.
Yeah, it was mixed. People were saying, "Oh, why they look so slim?" Blah blah blah. I was like, I'm just happy the movie's happening. It looks like it could be cool.
Yeah.
And then the first trailer came out. Cole, want to give us your thoughts on the, or I mean, just like all the trailers in general. Like, what were you thinking when you were watching the trailers and stuff?
Already.
Oh no. Yeah, we try not to talk about the song, the rap that was used in the trailers.
How can I not talk about it? It was in like every trailer.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was.
okay,
I don't know
what
what they were thinking with that.
I hated the song in the trailers. But like the trailers themselves, I was like, okay, I'm kind of looking forward to this, but at the same time, I was really concerned. I was like, there are a lot of things I'm not a fan of. Right off the bat, I did not like the Jaeger designs. I really did not. And I was just like, I still have hope. So I'm like, John Boyega's in it. It looks promising. And that's really all I could say. I was just like, I didn't know how I felt about it. Yeah, and I despise the rap, though.
Yeah. Hello, Desu Goji and Baragon 301. Yeah, when I saw the trailers, I was like, already. I was like, I didn't like the rap, obviously. I was like, okay, well, this is just dumb. But I was a little bit more optimistic than you were, I think. I was like, yeah, this movie looks great. It was actually, fun fact, this was my most hyped movie of 2018. So, yeah, I was watching trailers, and I was like, yeah, I was excited. I was like, these look great. This movie looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Not as good as the first movie. I like the Jaeger designs being slim. I didn't care too much. I was like, yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see how it is in the movie. But yeah, what was I gonna say about one of the? Oh yeah, so a couple days ago, I think I watched this trailer when it came out actually, but I didn't. I guess I didn't remember when I saw the movie. But you know how like Godzilla King of the Monsters, they're showing way too much in the trailers now.
Yeah.
I completely forgot the IMAX trailer for Pacific Rim Uprising. Oh my god, they showed so much stuff.
What did they show? I don't remember.
I watched it earlier today because I was like, I don't remember the IMAX trailer, and they showed one of the Jaegers. Remember the Jaeger? I think it was Bracer Phoenix, the one that like the Mega Kaiju picked up in his mouth and tore all the limbs off.
Oh, they showed that?
That was in the trailer.
My god.
It showed so much stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't remember this. But yeah, so the trailer, I was excited for the movie. Long story short, hell, hey, Sam, the Gigan fan. And then, let's see. Let's just actually here. We're going to open up screen share again. Because you gotta get things to look at.
We got to entertain the audience.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that. So then the movie came out. Cole, give us a quick little run through of what you thought your first viewing in the theater.
I was not pleased.
To make a long story short, I was really tempted to leave the film, and there's no restraint for spoilers. I don't care because
the movie's been out for a year. It's more than a year. Like last month.
When Mako died, I wanted to leave the theater.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding. I was so mad, and it did not get any better. There were so many things I were rolling my eyes at. And by the way, I was bringing a date to this film. Worst date you should ever bring to a film.
Yikes.
And she kept looking at me. She was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No." And when the film was over, I walked out of the theater. I wanted to punch a hole through the wall. I was so mad and disappointed.
Oh my god.
That's my viewing experience, and the film never got any better. Even after seeing it a second time, still terrible.
Oh, by the way, yes, I actually do remember the first teaser with the knife head and the robot, like, kind of sounded like, the first Gypsy Danger voice from the last movie. Yeah, all right, Joseph's just here for the jelly and ice cream. Unfortunately, we don't have any. This is Uprising. If we were talking about the first one, there would be jelly and ice cream, but this is Uprising, so we have no food.
Bad jokes.
We have rap.
We have bad jokes and rap.
I know, it's very disappointing. So when I saw the movie, this is the best way I can describe it. You all know when Phantom Menace came out and all the Star Wars fans were like in such denial that it was bad. That was pretty much you with this movie. I was like, after I watched the movie, I was like, I mean, it was fine. And then a couple days went by. I think I gave it like a 7 out of 10 when I first saw it, if we're going number wise. And I was like, it was good. It was a good movie. Not as good as the first one, but it was.
And then you kept hearing me complaining about it, and you were like,
that too. It was you and Ryan complaining about cons. Like I remember we got on a call. We were all talking about it. I was the one defending the movie. I think Raymond was there too. So he likes the movie more than I did. But interestingly enough, I have a friend at school that we were talking about this movie when it was coming out, and he actually saw it. And he loved it. And then it was me. And I was like, eh. But as time went on, I rewatched it on Blu-ray, and I liked it a little more the first time I watched it on Blu-ray. But then I watched it again. I was like, oh, I don't know. It's like I'll admit I get some entertainment out of it. I don't hate it as much as most people do. I don't hate it as much as you do. But I will admit,
I think it's a tragedy.
I will admit it's a pretty bad movie, especially compared to the first one.
Compared to the first one, it's like, what happened here?
Oh yeah,
it's baffling this thing even exists. I'm gonna be honest.
Aragon, we'll get to the monster designs. Don't you worry. We're gonna go through Jaegers first, but I mean, I don't know, with the movie, it's like the action. I'll just like go through like what I thought of different things, and then even though you were going first, I guess I'll just continue my thoughts. But the action was fine, other than one of the greatest things about the first movie is that the monsters, the Jaegers, they had weight, like a lot of weight to them, and it just made the fights so much better. Because the fights in the first movie, like I said, the action was like probably the best thing in the movie. This one has decent action, but it lacks.
Doesn't hold a camera.
No, it doesn't. It lacks the weight. Like it really does. Even the Mega Kaiju, the big boy, he didn't have the weight that Leatherback had, and he was like a Category 4.
No. Not even Big Boy on the right of the poster over there. He didn't even have as much weight as Gypsy Danger did in the first movie. Throughout the whole film.
They look light in this movie. All right. Yeah, like Mako's death, that was horribly. I was like, I should care, but I don't. What's happening here? What's happening? And then, the characters I didn't mind. They weren't really annoying or anything. One thing I gotta mention that Kaiju Battles 07 is his favorite thing in this movie is the comedy. I'm actually just kidding. He hates the comedy more than anything else. And you know what? He's not wrong. Comedy's ass in this movie. It's very forced. Doesn't need to be there. You'll just see parts of flesh on Leatherback moving. Exactly. Like let's see what the comedy scenes. Like we just talk about those. Well, time for me to look through my pictures here because I'm so unorganized. Yeah, I just sort of threw all these things on Google and then my computer crashed. So they're all scattered around. Where's the one I need right now?
Look at all the tabs you have open.
I know. I didn't put them in any some sequential order, so we're just looking through. We're looking through. It's not here. Okay, well, but one thing we gotta mention. Oh, here it is. You know what I thought?
God, stop it! Put it off the screen.
All right. You know what I thought during this? A lot of people were like, "Well, yeah, it makes sense. It's teenagers and the Jaegers." It's like, yeah, I see what you're saying, but here's the problem. You know what I thought during this scene when they just flipped the middle finger? I literally just thought to myself, oh, this is a Michael Bay Transformer movie now. I know that's hypocritical because I was just saying the last movie, I was like, I hate it when people compare it to Transformers, but this one I'm just comparing to how it is, like how the movie feels. Yeah, Michael Bay Transformer movie. This is what you'd see in that movie, not Pacific Rim.
I mean, man, like there's nothing wrong inherently with the middle finger. I'm not saying that that's like a joke that just fails on every front.
I mean, I thought it was funny, but it was more I thought it was funny because I was like, did that really just happen?
Yeah, I mean, like if it was just in a different way, or this was like an entirely different kind of movie or something, I don't know, would have been different. But like the way this was just the way this was executed, I despised it so much. I was just like, "Are you serious?"
Then we get the troll song when they launched, and there was that really epic scene where the music's building up, and then they launch the rockets, and all the Jaegers are shooting up into the sky, and then which, by the way, I wonder if that's like this whole movie is just that.
I mean, probably that's what they're doing to comparing this to the first movie.
I mean, oh my god! I was like, I like it brings me nostalgia because I remember the troll song, all those the old memes of the early 2010s. But oh my god, was that dated? And oh my god, did that ruin that whole scene?
You cannot tell me that was funny. That was not funny in the slightest.
It was only good in Rampage. Yeah, the middle finger thing was only good in Rampage.
Yes.
All right. So there was a comedy that sucked. I will give the movie this. I liked. We'll go back to the fighting, even though it was like it didn't have the weight. The fighting was, it was decent entertainment, eye candy. Like the parts, the stuff with the. Well, okay. I should get into this first. The fights with Obsidian Fury, those were the best fights in the movie.
Yeah.
I think the Antarctic fight is probably my favorite fight in the movie, actually. And then the one in the city from before, but that's also when Mako died, so...
you kind of counterbalances.
Oh, no, yeah, but the Arctic fight was actually, like, that was good. That was really good, actually. I probably should have pictures of it, but I don't, because I had to rush all these images. I was like, well, I need images of things. What other fight? So then we get what was that? The three main kaiju way at the end. Which, by the way, I'll let you talk about what you think of how the kaiju were just there. There was an okay fight. It was nothing compared to the original. It was like it had some cool moments. That was about it. And then we get the Mega Kaiju fight, which is probably my second favorite fight because the way the Mega Kaiju just obliterates and dismantles the Jaegers is just kind of entertaining, kind of satisfying. Like that one Exactly, the Virgin Pacific Rim Uprising and the Chad Rampage. Exactly. Like the way the Mega Kaiju picked up, I think it was Horizon Brave. Wait, what the hell's Horizon Brave? Oh no, that's like a Jaeger from the first movie that was only there for like 2 seconds. But what the heck's that? Bracer Phoenix. I don't know. It was the one with the big ball. The one on the right. That's him. It picked him up, took its legs off, took its arms off, and it just tore the thing apart. I was like, okay, that was good. I like that. And the way I think Bracer Phoenix is probably my favorite death because the Mega Kaiju just spun its tail, hit it with his tail as it took both the legs out, then stabbed it with his tails through it, and it just bounced off a building. I was like, okay, again, that was pretty good. Titan Redeemer. Is that Titan Redeemer with the whip? He's the one I keep forgetting his name.
Why do I feel like Titan Redeemer was the one with the ball?
I don't know. The one in the back with the whip, his death was kind of cool too, because like it was this moment when it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna get him, and then the Mega Kaiju just grabs the whip, swings him around, and kills one of the teenagers inside, which I guess we were supposed to care about, but I don't know anything about the characters, so.
And if you're gonna tell us in the chat that how do you not remember the names because the designs are so similar, you can't even distinguish them from one another.
Well, we'll get to the designs when we talk about the Jaegers specifically. I say them a lot. Yeah, who was that other Jaeger that? Okay, no, actually that was the last one, but Gypsy Danger fighting him was cool. I actually really love that scene when he full on picks up Gypsy Danger and just throws him on the ground. I like that. And yeah, the fight was fine. The last fight was fine. It just wasn't. It didn't hold anything. Considering my least favorite fight in the first movie was probably the underwater stuff, but that was still a great fight. Like that was miles above anything this movie had.
Yeah.
Don't blame. They look so forgettable. Exactly. Gypsy 2, the big one, the red one, and wait, there's a fourth one.
Oh, I will vouch for Saber Athena. Saber Athena sticks out a tiny bit.
Yeah.
At least I can remember that name.
All right, what else we got? Let's change the image, shall we? First of all, we have this. I found this on Tumblr. Thought it was funny because it's like Stephen D. Knight is the director, and that's the fan. Get backstabbed, bitch. No disrespect to the director, because I actually watched behind the scenes for Uprising, and the thing is, it seems like he really did care about like making this movie as good as he could, but they just failed. I'm sorry, they did. There's just the Jaeger lineup right there. Could have been sweeping through these, but whatever. All right. Anything else you have to say about just the movie in general?
It sucks.
Okay, other than that. Oh, wait, one thing I forgot to mention. Well, actually, we'll get to those when we actually get to those characters. But so I guess we'll just go through each Jaeger design now, or each Jaeger in general, not just design. But what do you think of Gypsy Avenger?
Easily the best designed. Again, I mean, that's not saying much, but like that's just because I'm not a fan of the slimmed down look. I'm really not. But like for this design in particular, I do like this one. I think like the way it's executed, it's not as bad as it could have been. Like I like the head and like the chest and like the blue and stuff. I like that aspect. Like they kept the wings and all that.
Yeah.
But compared to the first one, I don't think it holds a candle to the first movie's design. I just prefer that one a lot more.
Yeah.
But for this interpretation, I like it.
Oh yeah, with Bracer, Sam the Guy fan said, before the movie came out, I couldn't tell the difference between Titan Redeemer and Bracer Phoenix. Neither could I, because in the movie, I don't remember which one. I think Titan Redeemer is the one that dies in the Shadow Dome with the drone attack. He doesn't even really get to do anything, and he looks very similar to Bracer Phoenix. And not only that, they take the big ball off of Titan Redeemer and they put it on Bracer Phoenix. So that's probably why they look so similar. All right, with Gypsy Avenger though, I think I agree. This is probably the best one in the movie. It's weird on this poster they have him with two swords, which that doesn't happen in the movie. Well, okay, it sort of does, but he doesn't have two swords originally. And it looks like they're the chainsaw ones that he gets later on from Obsidian Fury, but they're blue. So this poster's all kind of incorrect. But yeah, it's like I didn't mind the slimmed down look. I think it looks. I like the double like generator things on the chest. I think there's not too much to say about it. I just think this one worked. I liked it. Let's see. Next, Bracer Phoenix. What'd you think?
Okay. Of all the other Jaegers that are not a Gypsy Avenger, this one's easily the best. It sticks out the most. I think it sticks out the most, and it was my personal favorite of the other ones. I mean, this one, but design-wise, it looks like it's much more distinct, like with the bright colors and like the head and the swords. I thought that was cool. Of all the slimmed down ones, I think this one is like the one that felt like it could have been like a variant of a Jaeger design, but they slimmed it down.
Yeah. And
I thought that one worked. Like if it was like extremely martial art kind of thing, which it was, I'm like, okay, the slimmed down look makes sense. But it's like, I like this one a lot. Like I like the design. I think this one, and for like the slimmed down look, this one is like the only one that makes sense to me for what it can do. And I like the combining sword technique. I thought that was really cool. But other than that, it's fine. It's good. I like it. And for this movie, saying something that I like, it means a lot. So, yes, I like it.
Yeah, I'll say Athena. It's probably the one that sticks out the most, mainly because the orange color and the double swords. Like that, I was like, oh yeah, that's Saber Athena. I agree pretty much with everything you just said for the most part. The slim down look, it works for it because it's a very kind of acrobatic martial arts kind of Jaeger.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it did. I mean, it did have some cool things like that one scene where it flipped over the Mega Kaiju and cut it in the neck.
Yeah,
and then it died. But you know, I think for what it was pretty decent. Phoenix is probably the best, or the Phoenix is probably the second best. Yeah, I guess I'd agree. Speaking of, here he is. Well, okay, it says Titan Redeemer in the thing here, but this is not Titan Redeemer. I'm pretty sure this is Bracer Phoenix. It's the one.
Whatever. Honestly, at this point, just give up. It's just like
This
Anyway.
one, yeah, all right, yeah, you go first.
Big boy here. Big boy here. All right. Let me talk about fatty here. Yeah, okay. He sticks out because he's definitely the bulkiest. Still doesn't mean he looks that good. I don't really like his design that much. I just think it looks kind of weird. And then, like, I think the gun thing is kind of neat with it spins around. I thought that was kind of, but it does nothing in the grand scheme of things. And the ball move, I mean, yeah, that's also kind of neat, but like, it's not really that cool. And like, I like the idea of a 3-person Jaeger, but at the same time, I don't know. The way it was, like, I wasn't a big fan.
Crimson Typhoon was so much better.
Yeah, like again, this Jaeger doesn't stand out. Like, it doesn't have any cool visual like thing besides the weapon. But like, even though like, yeah, he's a little bulkier for the other two, but like, I'm not a fan. He doesn't really stick out much, and he's extremely forgettable. And he just kind of dies, and I literally didn't care when he died. I was just like, oh, okay, that happened.
He's gone. Bye bye.
Yeah. So like, overall, I literally couldn't care. He's probably is he my least? No, I don't think so. But like, he's definitely pretty lame in comparison.
Yeah, Bracer Phoenix. Again, I agree. I do like Alone. I think Alone compared to the others, I think it's the design's fine because like it doesn't look like next to Titan Redeemer though. That's when it gets bad because like it looks like near so identical. But I think Alone, like just with the other ones, he looks fine. I like the ball and chain, the big spiky ball and chain. The only thing is that it was so underutilized because they used it once. I mean, they launch it and it shoots out and it breaks off one of the horns on the Mega Kaiju and then it dies. Yeah. So that was disappointing. Again, you mentioned the guns. I like how they can like go around. They can go on each side. I also like how there's that one shot where they're shooting at Strike Thorn, and it goes like under the Jaeger almost, and there's the big gun, the bullet shells all hitting the ground, like the giant bullet shells. I thought that was pretty good. Other than that, there's not really much to say about him. He's just kind of, you're kind of one of the more generic Jaegers. Click. What's this guy's name again?
Like, who remembers this one?
Oh wait, Titan. No, wait, no, it's not Titan Redeemer. Or is it? See, I'm not even like faking this. I keep forgetting this guy's name.
Of all the ones that are in this movie, no one gives a shit about him, okay? No one cares about him. He's the kid at the party you don't want to be there with.
Yeah, and he died.
I'm not even kidding. He's just, okay. This one is the most bland, boring, uninteresting Jaeger in the whole movie. And that's saying a lot. I mean, at least whoever Big Boy was, he at least had the rotating gun thing, which was something unique.
And the spiky ball.
This spiky, yeah, I mean, but then again, that's not saying a lot. This one has nothing. I mean, yeah, the whip is kind of neat.
Oh, wait, yeah, Anger64, thank you. It's Guardian Bravo, that's his name.
Guardian Bravo. Yeah, see, look, I can't remember his name for the life of me. But the whip is like, okay, but it does next to nothing in the movie. And its design is like, kind of just like a weird version of Saber Athena, but not near as cool.
Not slim. It's like more thick.
Yeah. But it's like a Jaeger design. I'm like, you could have just had the bulky Jaeger look and it would have been fine. Even then, there's nothing that makes him unique visually. There's no like cool head tip thing or 3 arms. No, it's just the same boring body build as the others. And it just doesn't stick out. And that's the biggest problem with all these Jaeger designs. They don't differentiate him from the others, unlike the first film where every Jaeger was somewhat different. This movie, they're only different by the weapons. Except for maybe Saber Athena, which is the only Jaeger I could say, yes, fine. The slimmed down look would have been perfect if all the others were the same kind of bulky look and were completely different, but Saber Athena would have stood out more because it would have been slimmed down. Fine. This movie doesn't do that. They make all of them slim down, and none of them hardly stick out because of it. And this is the biggest example of it, because he's just kind of there. And then when he died, I was like, okay, whatever. I don't even remember who that was. So, like, yeah, that honestly freaking rant on him, because I don't freaking care about him at all.
the Jaegers that were in the intro for 5 seconds in the first film were more interesting than all of them. Hey, at least I can remember there was Horizon Brave and Romeo Blue. I remember Romeo Blue fought Hardship. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think he fought
here's
Hardship.
a good idea.
I can already
Make
remember more.
Guardian Bravo better. No, way to make Guardian Bravo better. Just make the arms into whips. What?
Wow,
That would have made it
cool.
so much better.
Give him 4 arms. Have him like 2 of the arms be whips, 2 of the arms be normal arms.
Or maybe make him divide the whips, and he gets like 4 whips, like at some point. I don't know, something that's better than this.
Just make the arms. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you said that. All right. Yeah, Guardian Bravo. It's a robot. It's a big robot. He literally he has nothing. Well, okay, I do like the arc whip. It's called the arc whip, by the way. I like the whip. He does some cool things with it. As in, there's this Hakuruju? No, what the fuck? I don't remember the smaller kaiju's name. And the smaller kaiju, he jumped. I like the scene that was in the first trailer where he just whips him into a building. That was good. And I like the scene. I like his death scene because it was just like mucked. That's literally all I have to say about this guy. Pretty much what you said is true. He's super generic. Doesn't do anything. You don't really care about him when he dies, other than the fact that he got destroyed. Also, yeah, most of the Jaegers in the 5 second that were in there for the first movie for 5 seconds, I can remember their names too more.
Yeah.
Scrapper. What do you think, Scrapper?
I don't like his design very much. I mean, the concept is cool. I think the concept's cool of like a small Jaeger. And like of all the Jaegers in the whole movie, he sticks out like the most for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, at least he did something in the movie. And like he's fine, I guess. I mean, his design's just kind of weird, but I get the motif and I kind of like how he's made out of scrap. So I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent to him, but it's better than whatever the last one we just talked about.
Bravo.
Guardian Bravo. Yeah. Yes, I already forgot his name.
I like I don't know, Scrapper's just kind of he's fine. He's barely in the movie. He's at the beginning and then the end, but I like the whole idea that people are just making their own Jaegers out of garbage pretty much. And I actually really like this one. There's actually parts of like the city, like you can see there's a traffic sign there, there's a license plate there. That's a big ass license plate, I just realized, but I don't know. This is just concept art, but this is pretty much what the final design looked like. I like how one of his hands is a backhoe or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And there's a door there under construction. It's like it's made out of scrap, and they did do some good detail into that. What he does in the movie, I like the whole going to a ball and rolling up. That was cool.
Scrapper's basically a giant Bakugan.
You're not wrong. He was at the beginning with November Ajax, and then pretty much just the final fight where he welded the thing onto Gypsy's arm. He didn't do much. That was kind of about it. Not much to say about it. I do like it. I'd say Scrapper was kind of cool. Now this one,
we've already talked about.
No, we haven't. Yeah, I know, right? He's pretty much
like the same kind of Jaeger.
Yeah, this is the version of, or it's the one with the ball thing that you see in the hangar that the drone kills. That you don't. It was now. I don't. This is Titan Redeemer. Pretty sure this one is Titan Redeemer. The other one's Racer Phoenix, but. Yeah, this one sits in the hangar and then dies. That's all you really got to say about it. And then they get the ball. They take the ball hand off of it.
He just does nothing. Like, honestly.
Oh wait, no, he kills one of the drones. He does that, but then he dies.
Yeah, again, he accomplishes nothing.
So yeah, we got the spiky ball from him. Yep, that's enough of him. Now, as you can see here, we got HD trailer because I couldn't find a good image of this guy because I was stupid. But this is now like a phone. Okay. Well, we got November Ajax. Well, what do you think of November Ajax?
He was just there. I mean, he's just there for a bit, and it's like, okay. I mean, like, she's just blue. It's just like a weird version of Gypsy Avenger. Like, that's literally all I can say about it. There's like nothing to talk about.
I like the idea how it's kind of like a security Jaeger.
Okay, yeah, like that was a neat idea.
What I don't understand is that if it was automated or if there were pilots in it.
I don't think there were pilots.
I don't know. It was kind of weird when they shock him. Yeah, pretty much. Whenever I think of November Ajax, all I think of is when he's like, "Stop." Yeah, I mean, I actually did kind of like November Ajax. I don't know. I just thought he was kind of cool. I do like the design. It's decent. It's very blue. That's kind of all. I mean, he just sort of chases Scrapper at the beginning, and then he dies. Actually, no, he doesn't die. He has like the little. He has the little the weapon that was in the picture from earlier. It like shoots harpoons and it electrocutes the Jaeger, so just like shuts down. That was cool. And also, I kind of just like the part where he puts his hand down to Scrapper, just sort of taps on it, and he's like, "All right, let's go." This is the Pan Pacific Defense Force or Corps. All right, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did like November Ajax, and I also like the HD trailer.
Oh yeah, AC trailer, best part.
All right, now we're getting on to some more interesting things. What did you think of Obsidian Fury, the evil Jaeger?
You know, I like it. I like the
Cannot
concept.
resist. Yeah.
I mean, like, he's the one thing in the film I'm like, okay, as stupid as the plot gets later down the road that I cannot stand, he was easily the most entertaining thing about the movie for me. Because I like the idea of the chainsaws and like how he has two of them. He's like, he's pretty cool.
They're
His
flaming.
design, well, yeah, but his design is pretty lame. He's just like every other Jaeger, but I guess his arm's a little smaller than normal or something. I don't know. He doesn't really stick out in terms of design, but I like what he does in the movie. But like his design's pretty lame. I'm not a fan of his design that much, but I like him. I liked him in the movie though.
Yeah, I actually really like Obsidian Fury. He was actually one of the Jack Specific, or not Jack Specific. I got King of the Monsters on the mind right now, all right? But the robot spirits, he was actually the one I wanted to pick up with Gypsy. I didn't though, because I was like, $40, I'm not gonna do that. But I really like the design. Yeah, it's kind of similar, but I think just with the black, that obviously helps it distinguishes it. And I do like the two flaming chainsaw sword things, which interesting enough, after they after they defeat him, they give those to Gypsy. I don't know why, because Gypsy still had a sword, I think. I don't know, but it was super weird when they revealed that there was a kaiju brain in there controlling him. And also, like, I like his missiles. And then there's that weird thing on his back, which like messes with technical things. He uses that once. And again, like I said earlier, he kind of has the best fights. Like the city fight is really cool. I like the part where he shoots down the helipad and then Gypsy Avenger just throws it at him.
Yeah.
I was like, see, now I'm watching Pacific Rim, because this was something I was a little bit more interested in with this movie. I was like, oh, Jaeger versus Jaeger. What is going on here? And I thought this guy was kind of going to be like a very big part in the movie, which he is, except for the fact that he dies like halfway through. And I was like, oh, I thought he was going to be like in the final battle and everything, but nope, he's gone. Dropped that idea kind of quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do like Obsidian Fury. It's a little figure art. That, you know what I mean. Not figure arts. All right, drone boys. Kaiju Jaeger drone boys.
Again, I like it. It's a cool idea, like having the Jaegers like get infected like that. And I like the veniness and stuff to it. I thought it was pretty cool. Too bad in the movie it makes absolutely like no sense, and it just kind of happens. And we'll talk about the story later because it sucks. But yeah, they're cool. I don't have much to say about them because they just kind of disappear after there's one scene. So yeah,
convenient robot. I totally predicted that Obsidian Fury would have a kaiju brain. This movie was stupid, predictable, or I'm a master of predictions. I don't know. I guess you could say that. I don't know, but yeah, I like the idea how they're like, oh yeah, now we're gonna use drones instead of Jaegers because you don't need pilots. You can just send them all over the world, and if there's ever another kaiju attack, they'll deal with them nice. Again, these things had the same problem with Obsidian Fury, but 10 times worse. In the trailers and the marketing, they seemed like this big thing that was going to be like, throughout the movie. But nope, they're in the movie. all right. I'll grant it. I like this. The scene where they go ape shit is really cool. I like when there's like two being brought over to the hangar or whatever, the Shadow Dome, and they're being taken on these helicopters. I think some of them might have been Ospreys, but I couldn't tell. But there's a great moment if you notice, if you look at them when they go all crazy and stuff. One of them grabs the wires and swings one of the helicopters around and hits the other ones, and I like that. But yeah, that whole attack on the Shadow Dome was actually really cool. What I don't get, I mean, it's like there's a kaiju brain in them. I guess they can somehow just control a Jaeger. Sure, I thought those kaiju brains like die real quick though, if I remember from the first movie.
Oh yeah. What the heck, movie?
Yeah. Yeah, design. I love the design. I like the claws, and I like the little fang things it has on the mouth. Like design wise, they're really fucking awesome. And also, they're the ones that they're pretty much only in the movie just to get the kaiju coming through the breach because they can open breaches somehow.
That also doesn't make any sense.
I mean, maybe Newt because they ruined his character in this movie. I'll rant more about him later, but
we'll get to the plot later.
Oh God. Yeah, so I think the drones are extremely underutilized, but they have cool designs and they have one cool scene, so that's about that. All right, now we're on to the kaiju. What's this guy's Haikuja? That was this one's name. Category 4.
I honestly didn't. I always forget that he was even in this movie. Like honestly. I'm like, I mean, he's okay, I guess, but it's like, he's fucking. I mean, he's definitely the most lamest out of all of them. He's generic. I mean, like, he's got multiple legs. So what? So the others. But it's like, he just didn't impress me all that much.
Yeah,
that's really all I got to say about him. He's just bland.
He's actually, interestingly enough, not my least favorite of the kaiju. Or maybe he is. I'm not sure, but. Yeah, I think he is. Or of the main kaiju anyways. But Haikuja, he's okay. He's a big lizard, got multiple legs. He can burrow underground. He has some cool action scenes. That's kind of about it. It's like, I don't know. The thing with the kaiju in this movie, they almost, or some of them do, but most of them just almost capture the spirit of like the first movie's kaiju, but they're just not quite there yet. There's just something missing. The spiky one and the digging one are practically the same. Oh yeah, I'll get to him next. Strike. Oh yeah, we got him first. But Strikethorn. What do you think of Strikethorn?
First off, he's definitely humping that building. Second of all, he's better, but like again, he's not that unique. I mean, like he's got two tails. So what? But like, I don't know. I just wasn't that big of a fan of him. Like he's better, but again, he's just kind of bland. He just doesn't do anything that interesting.
Yeah, I see what
you're saying. There's not much to talk about. I'm telling you, there's not much to talk about with these things. Right. I mean, I like the eyes and stuff, like multiple eyes, but whatever. They're
all the kaiju have multiple eyes.
You know what? I'm trying to say something. But like, I don't know. He's just okay.
Model Man George. This film was so crap, it completely ruined the Pacific Rim.
He is not wrong.
All right, Strikethorn, not going to lie. I know this is going to be weird, but this is my favorite kaiju in the movie. I don't entirely know why. Because, I don't know, like, he's not the most, compared to most of the kaiju from, pretty much all the kaiju from the first movie, he's not that special. But I don't know, I actually just really like this one. He's got the two tails. I like the bulky design he has. He's kind of like standard, but not standard. I don't really know how to, like, that's kind of a weird way of putting it, but I don't know. I like his power where he has like the tail spikes that somehow like shoot out. I thought that was cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did that.
Again, though, he didn't really do much. I mean, just like the other three kaiju. Well, okay, except for maybe the next one we'll talk about, but yeah, so this is my favorite kaiju in the movie. Strikethorn, I really like him, but he just doesn't really do all too much. All right. Oh, there's a picture of the figure. I actually kind of wanted to get that one, but too expensive.
Because they just are pose. Like, Give me my coffee.
They charge a lot for those things.
They really do.
All right, Raijin, the category 5.
Honestly, I like him the most. Like he has the most unique design in my eyes. I like the shell for a face thing idea. I thought that was pretty cool. Like I just think like the whole crest, the way it's shaped. I like the way like it looks. But other than that, like he doesn't really do anything that's that interesting. But I like him for what it is, and I don't know. I thought he was a pretty cool kaiju, at least for design wise. But execution, he just didn't really do all that much.
Yeah, okay, I do have another picture of him. Raijin, I didn't care for design-wise. I mean, he's definitely the more original out of all of the other two, but he just, I don't know, something, but he had a weird roar, by the way. I actually like the roars of the kaiju. The roars of the kaiju were pretty cool. But I like the face shield, how, like, when, like, any force that goes to it, it'll just reflect it back at you through his hand or whatever. I like the scene where Gypsy Avenger used the gravity sling and just destroyed building after building, just pummeling him with them. That was cool. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Raiju and Raijin. Couldn't come up with a better name. You know, actually, that also like not only that, they're both kaiju that have like a face shield thing. Except I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like Raijin better than Raiju, but Raiju's fine. I don't know. He was like probably my least favorite kaiju from the first movie, other than Onibaba, which was the big crap one.
Yeah.
So yeah, Raijin. Oops, going far ahead. Raijin's great design. I just didn't really care about it, to be honest. I think all three of these monsters should have been in the movie longer if they're gonna be in there at all, because they just kind of like they
show up and then like that's it.
They're gone like really quickly. And it's like, well, that kind of sucks. They are nearly the same as the ones in the first film, just all kind of mixed together. I don't know. Depends what you're talking about. All right, now what was this guy's name? I don't remember. I looked at it earlier. I just don't. Insector. I don't remember. It's something along those lines. But this guy's in the movie. Just in case you didn't remember.
There for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, he kills the girls. He kills Amara's parents. He just like and brother. He just full on steps on him, and a very
like it was a purpose for, and then he just kind of there disappears. Not really much to talk about.
And what was else I was gonna say? Oh, the next one is my least favorite. Yeah, I honestly didn't mind this one. I mean, yeah, he was only in the film for like 5 seconds, but I thought design-wise he was kind of cool. That's kind of about it.
Breast thing is like really tiny one.
Haikuja.
Yeah, it kind of just reminds me of that, but better designed.
Yeah, I didn't mind this one, but that's about all there is to say. 'Cause it's only there for like 5 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Why did they use him for the final battle?
I don't know. Yeah, switch him and Haikuja.
Yeah, that would have been so much better.
I don't know what category this guy is.
Maybe 4 or 5?
Baragon said the one kaiju that was dead on the aircraft carrier in the first film was better.
No, the baby Otachi was better than any of these kaiju.
Then we have this guy doesn't even have an official name. He's just known as Horned Monster or Horned Kaiju. There's not much to say about this guy. He literally, I mean, he looks kind of cool design, but you don't see it that much because he just sort of makes it halfway through the breach, but then the drones die and he gets cut in half. So that was that.
Yeah.
Poor bastard. I remember actually one of the drones looked up and the beam went through his head. And I was like, oof, he's dead. All right, yeah, that's him. All right, now we're getting into some of my least favorite things ever. What'd you think of the fuck are they called again? The Rippers. I guess this might be concept. I don't think that's entirely what they look like, but what'd you think of them? I
literally forgot they were even in this movie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like,
I honestly
didn't care. I just don't know what the point of them was. Wait, these are the tiny things that they use for the.
Yeah, they build the mega kaiju, the little things that like run through the
Oh,
street.
now I know what we're talking about. Okay, yeah, these things are stupid. They come out of nowhere. There's no explanation. They're just literally there to form the kaiju, and the movie never elaborates on this. Where did these things come from? They just kind of show up, and then they are never referenced or anything happens to them again, and they are completely worthless, and they don't even need to be in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, this shot from the trailer is not even in the movie where they're running at the characters like that.
I think that's a deleted shot, probably.
Yeah, these things. By the way, I didn't know they even had a name until I watched the behind the scenes, but apparently they're called Rippers, I think. These things, oh my god! Basically, I call them mecha face huggers because that's what they kind of look like to me. They come out of nowhere. And I mean nowhere. Like, they're just on the bottom of Shaw Industries and no one notices them somehow. Dr. Newt guy's like, oh, plan B. It's always a plan B. Which is, he's like, oh, click, click, click button. Oh, bam. Huge swarm of these things swarm the city, run towards the kaiju, sew them together to make the next one we're going to talk about. It doesn't, and that doesn't even make any sense how they just take these 3 kaiju and they just make them form into this one thing that doesn't entirely even look like the other ones mixed together.
No, I don't even get it, dude. I don't get it.
All right, next guy, Mega Kaiju. By the way, I think they could have given him an actual name other than Mega Kaiju, but they just call him in the movie is called Mega Kaiju.
I like the Mega Kaiju. I know, right? He's actually pretty cool. Like, I like what he does. The fact that he just kills all the Jaegers, that's great. I mean, I didn't care about the Jaegers, so that makes me feel better. But I think his design's okay. Although I don't get how he formed. I don't know how. Like, it doesn't really show that he fused all 3 together very well. They really don't show that. And also,
the way he is formed is completely bullshit.
And it's just, I don't get it. It's just, he's kind of there.
The way he becomes a thing makes no sense. But I do like the design, and I do like his action, like what he does in the movie. It's actually really cool. I'd say he's my second favorite kaiju in the movie, behind Strikethorn.
Yeah, but again, there's still not that much to talk about with him.
I like the logo right there. Jesus.
Oh my god.
He had a cool roar. He looked cool when he was scaling the mountain.
He shattered. I like him when he roared. He shattered every single building on the street.
Yeah. He didn't have power. He didn't really have any powers. He could stab. He stabbed with his tail. That's the one thing I could tell from the other, like the little this part right here. I can definitely tell that's from Raijin, and the tails, because he has 2 tails. I can definitely tell that's from Strikethorn. Other than that, it doesn't really look like any of the other 3 mixed together.
Yeah.
I would have preferred if the kaiju had taken over the world in the first one, so that this film didn't even happen.
You know what? Yeah, I wouldn't blame you.
I think that's about it. All I have for the Mega Kaiju. Yeah, he was fine. So the kaiju in the movie in general, some of them are okay. Like I like Strikethorn. I like the Mega Kaiju, and Raijin is okay. Haikucha's, man, the rest are just kind of forgettable. Compared to the first movie, there's nothing. Like, the first movie, the only ones I didn't care for too much were, like, Onibaba, which was probably my least favorite.
Onibaba was
He was the crab. He was still cool. He was still a cool monster. I just didn't care about him that much. And Raiju, which is the one in the water that has, like, the face and the inside the face. He was only there for, like, 5 seconds, so... But, yeah, compared to those kaiju, these ones just don't even hold the candle.
Yeah.
Like, right.
The first one had a lot of uniqueness to them. It was like they had buff guys, they had knife head, they have Otachi, they have
Otachi's
squid, the squid kaiju thing that they fight underwater.
Slattern.
Yeah. The squid one, that was really cool. No, I'm talking about like the one they fight before, where it's like that squid
what are you talking about?
Eel thing they fight.
That's Raiju.
Oh, okay.
The one with the face and the face.
Yeah, I actually thought that was pretty unique. Like, at least it stands out compared to anything in this film.
Yeah, I like. Let's say, and also another thing, the category 5 in this Raijin compared to Slattern, because they're both category 5s. Slattern is so much better.
Yeah,
because he actually feels like a bigger threat than Raijin. Like
They
Raijin,
built him up big time. Like he
Yeah.
like when they put up the music's playing, he's like
Yeah.
he gets out the riff and he gets up and it's like, oh my god.
Breach, whatever. This guy's just here, and they're just sort of walking through, and it's like, oh, okay.
No, they just casually go, he's a category 5. I'm like, guys, this is a category 5.
2 category 4s and a cat 5. It's like, last time the category 5 was a big deal. Remember how the category 5 you guys literally didn't kill? You only killed it like the last second when Gypsy was going through the breach.
Yeah, and like it took all they had to kill him. And
Yeah,
like,
if Stryker didn't blow himself up, you guys would have been dead because of Slattern.
yeah, because like it weakens Slattern.
Yeah.
Like,
Knifehead is best boy.
like, in this movie, they were like, it's a category 5. I'm like, guys, there's 2 4s and a 5. You guys should be scared out of your minds right now.
Yeah, that's actually how the last finale, or the finale for the first movie too, was also 2 4s and a 5, because Scunner and Raiju were category 4s and Slattern.
4s in the first movie were a big deal. They were
Yeah.
like, okay, we're 4s. Okay, watch out, guys. These guys could F us up if we're not careful.
Yeah, the best Jaegers they had, Crimson and Cherno and Stryker, literally versus Otachi and Leatherback, 2 category 4s. They just all lost.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was dumb. So let's see here. This film was basically Power Rangers mixed with Pacific Rim versus Kaijus.
Yeah, except the Power Rangers aspect is just really stupid, and Power Rangers is infinitely better than anything this movie could offer.
All right, so what was that? So yeah, let's talk about a couple of the returning characters, shall we?
Oh.
I don't have any pictures, so I'll use this one. There we go. All right. Mako.
See, that me right there is the first movie with Gypsy Avenger, and that is Pacific Rim Uprising charging at me saying it's a good movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot Gypsy Danger. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention about Gypsy Avenger is that I like the gravity sling, and it still has the pulse cannon thing on it. So those were cool, but didn't have the chest blast thing.
Oh yeah, where the heck was that?
I don't know. All right. Well, it did have the elbow rocket too. Yeah, Mako. Mako though.
You want to just talk about this plot in general?
Sure, why not? Yeah, you can go with the plot.
Because this is probably the worst part of the whole movie, and it's the structure of the film, and it's oh my god. So the fact that Mako is John Boyega's
well, no, John Boyega.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, never mind.
Sister thing, whatever.
Adopted.
Yeah, it's weird. Like they never even elaborated this in the first movie. So okay, fine. And then it's and then it just hits you over the head when Mako shows up for literally not even 10 minutes, and instantly just gets X'd off like that. Do you have any idea how much she did in the first movie?
Some people argue she was the main character of the first movie. I mean, I think it was Raleigh in the first movie, but there's been some people who argue that Mako is more the main character in the first movie.
Well, she has the biggest arc in the movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a discussion for a different day. Anyway, the fact that she does so much in the first movie, and she's not even in this movie for 10 minutes and dies.
Yeah,
you know how stupid that is. She could have been a mentor, anything. She could have, if she was ahead of base, I wouldn't have cared.
Instead, she was
nothing. And then she just dies. And the movie just goes, oh, well, Mako's dead. It's no.
Oh, yeah, there's not even any, sad thing. You just see her in, the hologram thing with all the other, dead heroes, which you see the 2 Russians and I think the Chinese ones, too. And then that's it. Then she's gone.
And to Star Wars' credit, to Force Awakens, Han Solo was in the movie for the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he died. So much more impactful than having Mako be there for 10 minutes and dying.
Oh, they're gone. Don't even get me started.
Middle finger. It's a giant middle finger. And then we get to the scientists.
Wait, hold up. Baragon? Don't even get me started. on that shit with Mount Fuji. I'll get into that later. Cole, you're gonna leave that one to me.
Yeah. Oh, you want to do that one?
Yeah,
Because
I
I
want
can
to
flip
fucking
that.
do that. I want to fucking do that one.
All right, you do that one.
I mean, you can continue with
Because
what you're talking about. You're talking about the scientist now.
it's so stupid and retcons everything. But anyway, that's good. So anyway, now we're to the scientists, and it's like, So
Okay.
they show up. At first, they're fine.
Yeah,
I
I think they're fine.
I'm forgetting the one with the cane. I'm forgetting his name.
Newt. No, Newt. Wait, no, that's not Newt.
No.
We
Newt's
just said his name
the-
earlier. Yeah. Newt Geyser. Crap. I just remembered it earlier. Guys.
Whatever. He was fine. Like, of all the returning cast members,
He was the
did
best.
fine.
I think he was. They
Because
didn't
you know
really.
why? Because they didn't ruin his character, and
Yeah.
you know his comedy was actually not that bad. Newt, on the other hand, where do I begin with this character?
Take right here. Take one of the best characters from the first movie and be like, "Fuck you! We're gonna ruin his character."
No, basically, no. Here's Newt, right, and here's the director of Pacific Rim Uprising. You're an evil guy now. What? And literally, I teach you, even from the first scene, something is off. He's with this business, and it's like, wait, huh?
I love
the fact that he's even possessed by aliens makes absolutely no sense in context, because in the first movie that never happened. And if you think that he would get possessed, they would have done it from right away instead of like waiting to the point where they kind of almost died.
I love the
And
fact
it's like-
that the whole movie they try to make you think that the Chinese girl was the villain, and then she's not.
No shit. But Newt's the villain, and it doesn't make any sense when you have it with context from the last movie. Because they say it's the kaiju brain, but it's like, wait a second, if you told me it's the kaiju brain, then why hasn't all the other times he's done this before, he never got
Well,
possessed?
no. It's not like just doing it once. It's because he did it multiple times and he continued to do it like a drug almost. But I'll get into that. I'm not defending this. I'm just explaining that.
Regardless, it's so stupid, and it makes no sense. Because the first movie, they never even established this. Like in the lore, they never really said this can happen. It's just like they're
they
just
didn't
saying
know.
like, they're trying to get to the. Well, they probably didn't know, true, but it's like the way they set it up. This wasn't really supposed to be like a thing. It was just supposed to be you going inside a kaiju's brain. This is a kaiju brain, not an alien brain. And like he's going inside of it to like see what they think, and it's like, yeah, but like they never established how the aliens can do that to the kaiju, and it's like, huh? It's so confusing and convoluted. It doesn't make any sense, and they ruin his entire character with it. And it's like, I don't know what the thought process was. And then we get to the kaiju brain stuff.
Yeah.
When did this happen? When did that happen?
When did
when
he
they
start fucking a kaiju brain?
And when are these? When did these mass-produced brains come from?
Oh, you
It's
mean
like
like the drones and stuff?
Yeah, like the drones. It's like when you think of it out of context, it's like the first movie. They never really said that there were multiple kaiju being spread around at like once. They all came from the same source.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, where the heck did all these brains come from? I mean, Newt didn't even have that many kaiju brains in the first movie. So you can't possibly tell me that there's like this mass-produced brain cellar that's like all these things. And it just doesn't make any sense. And then the movie just they ditch these drones later like they were such a big deal.
Yeah, because I thought they were, and then they weren't.
And let's just talk about the structure of this plot. So Obsidian Fury is introduced. Basically, Obsidian Fury is the main villain until the halfway point. Then pretty much like the movie's like it's kind of like it's pretty insufferable, but like it's not too like what the frick. Then we get to when Obsidian Fury dies.
Oh yeah, it's like kaiju brain controlling him.
Like it was kind of a slow decline. Then there was a giant cliff, and it fell and exploded into a bomb. Like it off the rails. It went
Jump
absolutely. The fact that it like the movie didn't know how to end itself. Legit, it just goes, okay, Obsidian Fury dies. Oh wait, we still have like 40 minutes left of the movie, so we can get in the
drones can now open breaches, and they're gonna open the kaiju gonna come back in
and
the world.
Kaiju show up for literally almost no reason. Because like the movie just kind of goes, all right, here's the kaiju. We need it somewhere. And it's like, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And then literally, and the fact that how they even explain how they opened the rift in the first place. What? When can they do that? In the first movie, there's no way impossibly like they had any technology to do this. I mean, granted, you shut up, Doug. Pretty much like I mean, you could say the alien found a way to like make him get control to unleash it. But the whole alien in the first place. But it's like, how did they even build this technology? Because it's alien, and it hurts my head every time. Again, the movie never explains any of the main plot points in the movie. Things just happen, and they expect you to understand it. And it does not work.
Yeah.
It makes me rage.
All right.
And then we did Mount Fuji and Kaiju. And
no, wait, hold on. I want to go over some stuff from earlier. The stuff with Newt, fucking the kaiju brain, that was just so stupid.
Oh, that was just weird. No,
he's
that
like,
was weird.
He goes in there and you think he's talking to him. He's like, what do you say? We have a little fun in the bedroom. And then it's like, I want to know what love is. And I was like, well, oh my God, what am I watching? And it's just kind of weird. Like, how are the precursors able to infect him because he's doing weird things with this one brain? How are they able to control him? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Then we get the stuff with the drones. It doesn't make any sense how they got a million kaiju brains. And I mean, I don't know. It was like, actually, no, going back to New, I forgot to say this. It's so weird because from his whole acting, and I gotta say, he kind of does a good job at this part because like Charlie Day is a great actor. The whole movie, he was, playing this part, which was a little bit different because, he was possessed. And the whole movie, I noticed something was off. And I was honestly thinking, like, why is Charlie Day just acting not very good in this movie? And then that one part where he's like, what did you just do? I'm ending the world. And I was like, what the fuck? And also, at least now I understand why he's acting so weird, but what the fuck is this? Why is he the villain? Whose idea was this? So yeah, the stuff with Newt was ridiculous. Kaiju Brains already talked about. All right. The stuff with Mount Fuji.
Oh, man.
Okay. I defend this movie to a decent amount. Like, not, I admit it's bad, but I did enjoy it for what it was, for the most part. This is unacceptable. So, now, all right, apparently, in the movie, we had this very interesting lore where these kaiju, waves 1 through 4, are basically to wipe out the vermin, us, humans. Just basically destroy cities, kill people. That was their goal. And then the precursors would eventually come up and be like, well, we're moving in now. So, yeah, it was okay. I like that. I like that idea a lot. But then, this movie, it's like, oh no, they weren't trying to just destroy cities. They were trying to get to Mount Fuji because, hear me out, their blood mixed with certain earth chemicals is very explosive and will blow up. And yes, the Destroy Monsters fight on Mount Fuji was better. It will blow up and it will end the world because it would put all these toxins in the earth. They said it would light a rim of fire around the Pacific Rim, and the world would just be like, all life would die. What? So you're telling me instead of this, it's like, oh no, they weren't just trying to destroy the cities; they were just in the way. So why weren't they? Like, they were not all the kaiju were on one direction, like walking the friggin' Mount Fuji. they were walking around just destroying cities because that's what they were trying to do the whole time. And if they were trying to get to Mount Fuji, why? Okay, this is actually kind of confusing. You know how the kaiju? This is actually something about the first movie. You know how the kaiju all come from one portal?
Yeah.
How come they end up all in different spots? Actually, no. Okay, this is like. Oh wait, no. I'm stupid. I know why they end up in different spots because they're not heading to Mount Fuji. Like they're going to Sydney, they're going to Manila, they're going to wherever. And then this movie, oh no, they were all headed for Mount Fuji, all in different fucking directions. Apparently, they're like, oh, I'll take a detour. I want to spend a little bit of time on Earth before I have to kill myself in the giant volcano. So yeah, way to fuck up the lore there. That was stupid. I hated that so much.
It retcons everything.
Yes.
I mean everything from the first movie. And it's completely insufferable. It's like, you can't forgive that. Like, that's just, no.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta bring up a picture actually. Well, you, yeah, you can continue talking about that little, what I call this.
Oh, you explained it perfectly. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And the fact that they said, yes, this is perfect, put it in the movie, unforgivable.
Yeah, what was it say? This kid, this. So they're suicide bombers.
Yeah.
And all right, that's probably exactly what they said during the pitch meeting. Wow, they are suicide bombers. Kaiju go to see the world before they die. Exactly. Now, one interesting thing during this scene. Oh, by the way, there was this, you know what's random? In the movie, I kind of forget this happened, but there's this one scene in the movie where they, you know, when they're talking about, you know, Mako sends the message before she gets fucking destroyed. And it's like she sends them like an island or an area that looks like a kaiju head. And they go there, it's in Antarctica. They go to the base, and there's nothing, and then Obsidian Fury's there. So why did she send them there in the first place? They just sort of fight Obsidian Fury, kill him, and then that's that. So why were they sent there, though? They never actually go and look what they were sent there for.
Yeah, that's a good question. Why the heck were they there?
All right. Well, one thing we're going to mention, though, about that, though, is this little Easter egg appeared for like a split. I didn't notice this in theaters. I didn't notice it till after I saw it, you know, on Blu-ray, and people said it on Instagram and stuff. But there was this little Easter egg where on the kaiju list, we got Giron. I don't know who Agura is. I think that might be an actual Pacific Rim kaiju, but there's Batra, Gigan, Clover, Zegra, Gamera, Varen, Jaeger, Baragon, Yongari, Karloff. I think that's an actual, yeah, that's not a Pacific Rim monster. Muto. Not sure what that one says. Oh, Gauss. Slattern, and then there's some guys down there like that's Hardship and blah blah blah.
I
But
think that's knife in the middle right there. But
oh no, that's not Knifehead. He's got like it's the one on Hardship. Hardship has like that shaped horn. And there's Mutavor up there, and that's Trespasser. But that was weird. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a cool little thing there. But then again, that's gonna confuse some people. It's like, why is the Muto? What's the Muto doing in friggin' Pacific Rim? Is Pacific Rim part of the MonsterVerse? Nope.
Mm.
Where did Obsidian Fury come from again? You know, hold on. I don't fucking know. I assume Newt built it or something.
Did they explain where
No.
they came from?
No, never thought about it before. They don't. He just sort of appears.
It never explains anything.
I assume it was Newt because, you know, the kaiju brain and all that, but that's the best I can think of.
Well, like, okay, a movie doesn't need to explain everything, but it's like you need to explain certain things that, like, will help someone understand what's happening. This
Raymond
movie doesn't.
Gzilla 1954. I know you like this movie a little bit, but it's bad, and we've been ranting about it for the past
Hour.
Yeah. So deal with it, Raymond. All right, what else was I going to mention about this? I guess we could talk effects. I don't think we mentioned effects yet, or we might have. I don't know, but
No, we haven't said anything about the effects yet.
the CGI actually does look
I
pretty
guess we can
decent.
just talk about production value and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
And overall, I think the effects are fine. But stylistically, this movie, again, it's nowhere near as good as the first one was. It was like, also, like, all the shots are in like day and stuff, which is fine. I mean, it's something different from what the first movie had, but it's like it doesn't have a specific scene to me that specifically stands out as like really pops, unlike maybe the Antarctic scene. But like the first movie had like those neon lights for the cities, or the color choices they would use for like the ocean.
Yeah, and the kaiju
And, like,
had, like, the neon lights all over.
But it really
It doesn't really pop up in the day.
But they actually don't really have that much. Yeah, the biggest thing that this movie does not have is the weight and feel of the first movie. The first movie made these things feel massive. This is a giant bulky robot fighting a kaiju. And then this movie is like, let's make him do ninja flips and like, let's punch him, let's run across all streets. Let's make him do this, and that. And it's like, hold on,
always
what?
Works.
And it's like, and also the way this movie's shot is nowhere near as good as the first one too. There's many low angles and dynamic shots, and in this movie, there's not much of that. In fact, there's hardly any of that I can remember.
Yeah.
Okay, this movie has a cool moments.
Your mic's glitching out a little bit, by the way.
Is it working now?
Think so.
Is that better? Okay.
Yeah.
But like, still, the movie it doesn't hold a candle to the way the stylistic choices were. I mean, granted, this movie probably has better CG compared to the first one.
I don't know. I'd say that's debatable, to be honest with you.
That's because the first movie was well made to where you don't really notice any of that imperfection.
I don't know. Yeah,
stuff.
some people said the CG in the first one was bad, but I didn't see it. I thought the CG looked great.
I thought it looked fine. I don't know what people are talking about.
There was one shot with like in the underwater fight where it looked kind of weird at one point, but that was only like because it was moving or something.
Yeah, but that's kind of it though. Like, I mean, yeah, the CG in this movie's good, but it's like,
yeah, like there's no real bad shots in this movie with the CG. It all looks fine.
I just think, again, comparing it to what this is supposed to be a sequel towards, it's a pretty major step down.
Oh yeah, pretty much. This film doesn't do anything better than it barely does anything on par with the original, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else to talk about. What have we not talked about yet?
The soundtrack.
Oh, okay. Soundtrack. I have not gotten my hands on a recording sessions version because, in case some people don't know, when most films that get soundtracks released, it's like the songs vary, and there's usually not all, like pretty much 90% of soundtracks, not all the songs are even on there, the ones that get released. But what you want to look for example, I have like Godzilla 2014 and Kong Skull Island and the Pacific Rim versions. I have the recording sessions, which is the entire soundtrack from like ripped right from the movie, with slight changes because sometimes they change the song for the movie. But this one doesn't have one yet, so I don't know if it will or not. But with the soundtrack, Cole, how amazing was the soundtrack of the first movie?
Oh my god! It was so good.
Okay, well let's.
But on a serious note, it's amazing.
The theme
itself is absolutely god tier. There is
one of the greatest pieces of kaiju music I've ever heard. Is the theme for Rim.
For hours, it's so good, and the rest of the soundtrack is just as good. It's super grand. It's big. It's energetic. It's
very stylistic. Like
very stylistic,
not generic at all. I actually really like the kaiju theme too. Like the kaiju and Jaegers both have their own like kind of sound. Like the kaijus are more like the brass and the drums and that kind of stuff. And then the Jaegers, actually the Jaegers are also interesting because each Jaeger's from like a different part of the world. Like we got the American Jaeger, Australia, Russia, China. With that scene in this is one of the better what was it? One of the best examples of this is the fight with Otachi. When each Jaeger, it starts fighting with Crimson Typhoon, and then it turns over to Cherno Alpha.
Yeah.
Each time, usually when those two are on screen, they have like like with the one Crimson Typhoon, because he's the Chinese Jaeger, it has like this sort of Chinese sounding music to it. And then when it moves over to Cherno Alpha, it goes to that Russian, like with the choir and the brass and stuff, and it's fucking godly. This film, it's okay. The soundtrack's meh.
Not bad. I can say that.
Yeah, it's not bad, but
Again, comparing it to like
the first one, you can't.
people, come on. Like
Here's though. Like with I can name like 4 tracks that I can actually recommend, because like when I listen to the soundtrack, most of it's just kind of like it's fine, but I wouldn't really listen to it again. The only tracks I actually would recommend listening to are the one called Shao Industries. That's actually a really catchy song. Oh, okay. Let's see. What was the other ones? The Revenge was pretty good, even though I don't know if that song was even used in the movie. Rise of the Jaegers, which is the one that plays at the beginning of the movie with the flashback and stuff to the first movie. That one is kick ass. And the main, like the song called just Pacific Rim Uprising, that is the best one. That one's actually really good. It's better than the movie itself.
I mean, I thought the remix that they did to the original theme was
yeah, I forgot about that one.
okay.
I liked it. I liked it sometime. Like when it was that part where it's like the dun 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 dun. Like I like that because it kept the guitar and stuff. But when it switched over to the dun 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 dun, and it was like this weird techno, I didn't like that.
that was weird. Yeah, I
didn't kind of like. I was getting really hyped up with the part with the guitar, and then it cut to that. And I was like, oh.
yeah.
I remember seeing this comment on
Just okay, but like the original beat is so good. It's like I didn't care too much, but
okay, bye, Model Man George. He had to go. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what was it? The one comment I saw on the remix, someone said, "Why did we need a trap?" Or no, it was like, "Who decided we needed a trap remix for this theme?" And I was like, "You're not wrong." I don't know. The soundtrack was just, there's a couple of good tracks in it, but for the most part, it's just kind of forgettable.
Yeah, I guess that covers everything.
Guess we. I don't know, let me think here. I don't know. I talked about that. Yeah, that's pretty much everything to really go over. So, just give one more quick thought on the movie. What you thought of it overall?
What did it all cost? Do not ever come across this movie in every other store. If you do find it, burn it. Burn it. I don't care what you think it is. Just burn it. Put a match. Put a flamethrower. I don't care. Burn it.
Yeah. All right. What?
Film. In fact, it's horrible. I hate it.
You're quiet.
I don't like the film.
Okay.
I don't like the film. I think it's bad. Really bad. Really bland characters. Well, pretty bad characters. In some cases, offendable characters. It's very... The shot composition is very bland. The effects are okay. The music's also okay. The story is god-awful. There's just a lot of things that don't make any sense. A lot of the designs I don't care for. And the kaiju, they're just not... They're just kind of there. But comparing this movie to the first movie, it doesn't even... It's astonishing that this is a sequel to it. Honestly, it shouldn't even have been made. And I mean, if the people liked what they did and they worked on it, props to... And if you enjoyed the film, props to you, okay? You got something out of this film I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I don't care about this movie. And the fact that this movie underperformed shows how bad this movie actually was.
Yeah, this one did worse. This film did worse than Rampage, and that's saying a lot.
This movie did worse than the first movie, but I hope it did. And this movie just shows that it was a disappointment, and it shows. And I'm very happy that they're not going to make another one, because this movie kind of ruined any chance a franchise could have had for this series. And it pisses me off so much.
Yeah. All right. With Uprising, I think I didn't hate the movie as much as most people did. I thought it was not, like, objectively, I think it's a pretty bad movie. As a sequel, it's really bad. I got some entertainment out of it. that was kind of about it. It for my most hyped movie of 2018. I was very disappointed. Which is fine because I always tell this story because it's very interesting. Rampage came out the same year, and when I first saw the trailer for Rampage, I was like, I don't know, probably not even gonna check it out, but I might because giant monsters. I was like, I don't know, I don't really care about Rampage right now. Pacific Rim, yes, please give me. So saw Pacific Rim. After it was over, I was just kind of like, that was kind of bad actually. Very disappointed. Then when I saw Rampage, damn, Rampage was my favorite movie of 2018. I was like, wow, way to go from like most hype movies, super disappointing, and the one I was just kind of like, I mean, I was more excited for Rampage like after the second trailer and getting closer to release, but yeah, Rampage in my opinion was such a better movie than this. If we're gonna compare the two kaiju films that came out like months apart,
I had fun with Rampage.
Oh yeah, Rampage, like, it's not a perfect movie, but it's just your dumb fun action. And also, by the way, I did not go into this movie with high expectations either. I was expecting lower than the first movie, but I actually probably got less than what I kind of expected.
My thoughts going into this was, okay, it's probably not going to be as good, but I just hope I have a good time. I did not even get that.
And it sucks because, like, I think Pacific Rim, I always wanted a sequel. I was like, it doesn't need to happen, but there could be more to tell. There could be more to tell. But, and the fact that this film killed any chance that this like Pacific Rim's ever going to get more movies, it kind of does upset me. I did one, like, at the after credit scene or post credit, like before the credits, he's like, Newt's still like, control. He's like, we're going to keep coming back. And then John Boyega's character, which, by the way, I didn't actually talk about the characters too much with the main characters. I didn't mind the main characters. They were fine.
I mean, John Boyega's character was fine.
Yeah. Amara's character.
I didn't care for anybody else, though.
I liked Amara's character. Then we got, but he's like, oh, you can tell the precursors, they don't have to come to our world because we're coming for them. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're getting a third one. But nope.
That's when we underperformed, and it showed.
Yeah, so I was interested to know, like, what if we did get a third one? Like, what were they going to do? How were they going to get into the precursors world? What were they going to do? Then again, they blew up the precursors world big time, so I don't know what they're expecting to accomplish there, but
it doesn't make any sense. How are they even alive?
Maybe one survived. I don't know.
They had sex with a rock and they made a new species.
Yeah, but now with Pacific Rim, the franchise is pretty much dead. We are definitely not getting any more movies, but we are getting an anime, which I guess all kaiju need to do now because Godzilla did it. So, I mean, Ultraman, it was based on a manga, so it's like, yeah, I get it.
That's sort of an excuse.
Yeah, Ultraman, yeah, it's like it was based on a manga, but
it was going to happen at some point because a lot of mangas get adapted.
Yeah. Uprising, I mean, Pacific Rim, I'm not sure. We don't really know anything about the anime right now. We know it's on Netflix. We know it's happening this year, I think.
Is it? I never knew that.
I don't know if it's going to be 2D or 3D. Honestly, I'm honestly guessing it might be 3D just because that's what all the other kaiju stuff's been doing.
If it's 2D, I'll be happy, though.
I can definitely see it being 2D.
Or it should be a hybrid like Gridman was, where it was a 2D and...
I wouldn't mind that, actually.
Gridman's a really good show, though. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, but with Pacific Rim, I don't know how the anime is going to do. I don't know if it's going to be following the story, if it's actually going to be almost a Pacific Rim 3, but as an anime. I don't know. We know nothing on it right now. So that's kind of where the Pacific Rim franchise ends at the moment.
Yeah.
Went from very good to very blick.
Or very bad in my eyes.
Oh, yeah. In most people's eyes, very, very bad. And this is one of those movies I can definitely see. Like, yeah, I can understand why people fucking hate this movie.
Like me. Where I can't stand anything.
All right. Well, I think that's talked about pretty much everything there is to talk about. I don't know if anybody's in the chat anymore. It says it's 5 watching, but...
it's fine.
All right. Well, that was about... What?
Pretty much wrapping up anyways at this point.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was our little discussion on Pacific Rim Uprising. Hope you all enjoyed. Cole, care to give your goodbyes in your favorite movie of all time?
Godzilla vs. Megalon is the best film ever made.
Oh, well, I thought Uprising was your favorite movie.
No.
All right, well, thank you all for watching, And thank you, Cole, for joining me with this little discussion on the greatest kaiju film ever made. And by that, I mean, I'm lying. It's not. It's not.
Subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna plug myself in. Subscribe to my channel. I swear I'm gonna post on it. I swear. I just did one the other day. So
Oh yeah, you posted yesterday. You posted the double on commentary, which I'll probably watch after this because I haven't watched it yet.
It's the really awesome dub, and we're gonna make more of those. And I also have a bunch of reviews and stuff that I should probably do, but I'm pretty lazy. But anyway, I hope you like my channel anyway. So
Well, that was the plug there. But
yeah, that's the plug.
all right, well, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video or stream. I don't know. I'm on Instagram a lot. And that's where I cut it. Ready? Awkward cut. 3, 2.